Welcome to my self-love workshop for February. I'm so excited for you to be here and so honored to be a part of your healing journey towards self-love. Each week, we're going to explore a specific topic. And to build upon that topic, I'm going to give you practical exercises and journal prompts for you to practice and to embody what it means to love yourself. Let's get started. Week one's topic is called Body Talk. It's all about creating presence and a practice around listening to your physical body. You see, your physical body is constantly communicating to you every moment of the day. When we create a practice around feeling into what our body is trying to say, we get a better understanding of what our current state of being is, rather than using our analytical mind to figure that out. Our analytical mind is not always accurate. You see, the mind likes to base its reality upon past experiences and current belief systems. And depending on what your experience and belief systems are, it is very subjective and biased. What we're trying to do in week one is to create a practice around listening to the body instead of solely listening to the mind. The body never lies and is always in the present moment. The mind typically likes to anchor in the past and likes to anchor in the future to gather information about the present moment, which is never really present. Now, another thing I want you to understand is that we have multiple aspects or parts or personalities within us. And these parts and personalities manifest in our physical body. So for example, do you ever feel like when you're in a particular situation, you slip into a particular role? Like, for example, when you're with your family, you slip into the role of a daughter, or when you're at work, you slip into a role of a good employee. Well, these roles that we all slip into are different aspects or parts of us. So how this manifests in your physical body is that these parts or aspects starts to form relationships and association with particular physical parts of your body. So do you ever notice, for example, if you are at work, when your boss comes in and demands something from you, that maybe your chest gets really tight or your neck starts to hurt? These signals and cues that your physical body is trying to talk to you and relay to you is actually your aspects or your parts that are trying to communicate. The practice I'm going to give you for week one is going to create a communication bridge between your body, these aspects, and your conscious self. So let's get into the practice. First, you're going to find a comfortable meditation seat, or if you'd like, you can lie down as well. I suggest sitting up or something that is going to keep you awake. From then, you're going to take a couple deep breaths and start to calm the body down. Start to do a really basic body scan from head to toe. Then become hypersensitive and hyper aware of all the little sensations in your physical body. That might be tightness in the chest, butterflies in your stomach. It might be dizziness or tingling sensations. Try not to judge the sensations, but just identify and observe. Once you've done this for several minutes, start to notice which body part or area of your body is speaking to you the loudest. Is it your chest, neck, hands? Wherever it might be, try not to judge it. Rather, create observance and presence around this body part by just being there with it. Try not to move away from it. Rather, explore the sensation by asking yourself, how does this make me feel? Does it make me feel uncomfortable? Maybe a little wiggly, like I don't like it. Or it might feel pleasant or familiar. Whatever it might be, start observing and observe intently. The whole point of this exercise is to do it through the lens of exploration without judgment. After you've explored the sensation and body part for some time, we're going to, through your mind's eye, personify it. So what would it look like if it was a person? What would it do? How would it behave? What are its physical features? Would it talk to you? Would it not want to talk to you? Start to see if you can get to know this particular body part as if you're trying to get to know a friend that you've never met before. Start to create dialogue with this person. What would you say to it? Would it respond? And if it would, what would it say back to you? Start to ask questions about why it exists, why it communicates to you, what it's trying to say to you. You can even ask what its name is and how long it's been there. Make it fun and interesting with the intention that you want to get to know this person intimately and deeply. What you'll start to notice is that this persona or particular body part will have a personality of its own. Your job is to create presence and understanding around this persona and body part. Deep down inside, we all want to be seen, heard, understood, and accepted. So that is the intention of this practice. That is the intention of body talk. Now, don't worry if this doesn't come naturally. It's a practice. So I really encourage you to do this at least once a day, if not more. The goal is to get you to a place where you're effortlessly tuning into your body. So whether that means you're in your car, at the grocery store, talking to a friend, so you can easily tune in and create a relationship. And so you can listen to what your body is saying to you in real time in the present moment, which will give you way more information than what your mind has to say. I'm going to end on this note and try to explain to you why this practice is so foundational and why it's so important and should be practiced day to day. You see, when we start to ignore our physical cues, we are then ignoring these different parts of us. And when we start to do that chronically and regularly, our body speaks louder and louder. And how it does that is through illness and disease. We don't want to get there. What does it really mean to love the self? When you're exploring self-love, it means to draw all these different aspects closer to you instead of push away. So we do this by creating relationships and creating presence around these different aspects. And we start by listening, we start by seeing it, and we start by giving it the time of day. I'm so excited for you to try this exercise and to make it part of your daily routine. Continue on with the journal prompts, and I'll see you next week.